Okay, confession time. How many of you do this? You sit down to play a game, ready to dive into a fantasy world or blow up some aliens, but instead, you're just watching YouTube or reorganizing your desktop for the third time today. Trust me, I get it. Gaming has become this weird paradox where we procrastinate the things we're supposed to do for fun. But today I'm here to tell you, stop overthinking it, just start gaming. It's funny, isn't it? You've already done the hard part, bought the game, set up the console, maybe even boot it up, and yet here you are, treating it like some monumental task. Oh, I need at least 2 uninterrupted hours to play, or I don't want to start a big story game on a Tuesday. Why do we do this to ourselves? Gaming isn't a chore. It's supposed to be an escape, a break, a little slice of joy in your day. And look, I get it. Sometimes the sheer choice is overwhelming. You look at your library, your Game Pass catalog, your wall of physical copies, and you're like, where do I even start? Here's the secret. It doesn't matter what you pick, just pick something. Whether it's a 5-minute mobile game or diving into a 100-hour RPG. Just press start. Worst case, you don't vibe with it and try something else. But in the best case, you're sucked into a world that makes you forget you were procrastinating in the first place. You know what else holds people back? Their obsession with needing to maximize every gaming session. Like gaming has suddenly become another item on the productivity checklist. It's this mindset of, I'm not unlocking achievements, progressing through the story, or reaching some imaginary goal, then what's even the point? Let me tell you, that's completely backwards. Gaming doesn't have to be some ultra-optimized activity. The whole reason you started gaming in the first place was to have fun. Somewhere along the way, we forgot that. Think about it. Maybe it's the pressure of chasing 100% completion, or maybe it's those in-game daily quests screaming at you. You haven't logged in today, you're going to miss rare loot. And yeah, I get it. These mechanics can be addictive, but let me ask you something. When was the last time you played just because you wanted to? Not because you needed to check off a box or keep up with some imaginary leaderboard, but because it genuinely made you happy. Here's a wild idea. Gaming doesn't need to have a purpose. You don't need to unlock every achievement or reach the max level to validate your time spent playing. Sometimes the best gaming moments come from doing absolutely nothing productive. Fire up an old favorite you've already beaten 10 times. Run around a silly sandbox game with no goal other than to see how much chaos you can cause, or boot up the tutorial level and play it like it's the main event. Who cares if you're not checking some virtual checklists? Think of gaming as a way to let go, not something you have to approach with the same efficiency mindset as your work or school. It's okay to have a session where you achieve absolutely nothing except having fun. In fact, those are often the most memorable sessions. Like that time you spent hours trying to glitch through a wall in an old game just to see what was on the other side. Or when you and your friends were sitting in a multiplayer lobby doing absolutely nothing but cracking jokes and messing around. These moments are what gaming is all about. Here's the truth. Games don't care if you maximize your time. The NPCs aren't sitting there judging you for wandering off the beaten path or spending hours customizing your character's outfit instead of actually playing the game. They're not rolling their eyes because you decide to explore a random corner of the map or because you spend an hour stacking crates instead of fighting the final boss. The NPCs don't even know. They're just code, standing there waiting for you to do whatever you want. Or nothing at all. And that's kind of beautiful, isn't it? If anything, gaming is one of the few places where you can truly let loose without consequence. It's a space designed for you to explore, experiment, and play however you want. You don't need to impress anyone, meet any deadlines, or prove yourself to a supervisor. There's no performance review waiting for you at the end of a session. And unlike real life, where your choices often come with strings attached, Gaming gives you the freedom to try, to fail, and try again, all without judgment or penalty. The game isn't asking you to be perfect. It doesn't care if you're terrible at aiming, if you never finish side quests, or if you forgot how to solve a puzzle and look it up online. The point is that you're there. That's all the game asks of you. Just show up and press the button. And yet, we put all this unnecessary pressure on ourselves, turning what should be a relaxing escape into some kind of mental to-do list. And maybe it's because life outside of gaming feels so structured. We're always juggling responsibilities, trying to be efficient, productive, and on top of everything. Gaming isn't real life, it's a break from all that. And the moment we start treating it like another job, trying to optimize every second, chasing after imaginary productivity points, we lose sight of what makes gaming special in the first place. With all of that said, let go of the idea that gaming has to be productive or meaningful, because it doesn't. Gaming doesn't care if you're good at it, if you're making progress, or if you're just sitting there admiring the scenery instead of chasing objectives. The thing about games is that they're designed to meet you wherever you are. If you're feeling ambitious, go tackle that impossible boss fight. If you're feeling lazy, just wander around the open world and pick some flowers. There's no wrong way to play, and there's no scoreboard keeping track of how efficient your gaming time is. Here's a wild thought. What if we treated video games like an interactive art gallery? Think about it. Instead of rushing through levels or grinding for upgrades, imagine walking through a game the way you'd wander through a museum. You're just admiring the craftsmanship, soaking in the atmosphere, and appreciating all the tiny details that developers pour their hearts into. That rock on the hillside, someone spent hours modeling and texturing it. That eerie otherworldly soundscape, the sound designer probably layered 15 different effects to make it just feel right. Games aren't just entertainment, they're collaborative masterpieces. So, what if, for once, you didn't aim to beat a game, but simply experience it? To notice how the light bounces off the water, how the NPCs chatter as you pass by, or how the music suddenly shifted after you enter a new area. No speedruns, no meta strategies, just you and the game, one brushstroke at a time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, maybe you like my next one. And as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, donate, master.